Hey everyone! Today, Huyen is beyond excited to share something truly special with you. This story isn't just going to touch your heart, it's going to take you on a journey full of unexpected twists. It's the story of Huyen and little Maya. Three people who seem worlds apart, but have somehow found themselves on this incredible journey together. A journey that's filled not only with laughter and joy, but also with moments that will leave you speechless, and maybe even a few challenges lurking ahead. In this episode, we'll witness how Huyen and Jay are building a new home, a place where every laugh is treasured and every moment leaves an unforgettable mark. But will this journey be nothing but smooth sailing? Or will there be surprises hidden behind those smiles? Make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single moment. I hope you'll feel the warmth in every second of this episode. And stay tuned, because what's coming next will have you glued to the screen until the very last moment. A new morning begins with the first rays of sunlight gently filtering through the leaves, casting a warm glow across the small yard in front of the house. The air is so peaceful that you can hear the soft rustling of the trees as the wind whispers through them. Huyen stands on the porch, slowly scanning her surroundings, as if trying to capture every precious moment. Outside, the dog, Bibi, joyfully leaps around, chasing its own shadow, occasionally stopping to look up at its owner with a mischievous glint in its eyes. Nearby, tall bamboo stalks, straight and sturdy, are neatly stacked by G, ready for the big task ahead. Huyen smiles softly, her eyes lighting up with excitement as she says, "These bamboos are huge, but we won't finish right away." Jay turns to her, his gaze tender, wrapping her in a warmth only he could give. He takes her small hands and is gently squeezing them, as if giving her a bit more strength. "It's okay. We'll do it together," he reassures her. In that moment, bathed in the golden morning light, it feels as if their future is being carefully crafted bit by bit, with bamboo sunlight love and the trust they share. G quietly walked down the familiar path leading to the town. Though he'd walked it countless times, each step still felt like entering a new chapter in his life. His shadow stretched long across the damp earth, cast by the soft golden rays of the morning sun. The sound of his footsteps blended with the gentle breeze rustling through the trees along the road, carrying the earthy scent of the soil and the passing of time. Today would be a long, challenging day. Jay knew this well, but he walked on his eyes fixed ahead. To him, work wasn't just about making a living. It was about keeping the promises he'd made to himself and to those he loved. At the end of the old weathered road stood the auto repair shop. The tin roof had darkened with age, and the wooden walls were peeling to reveal the rust beneath. The air inside was thick with the smell of motor oil and metal, a scent many would find overwhelming. But to G, it was as familiar as the smoke from a home-cooked meal. He took a deep breath, as if to gather strength, then pushed open the heavy iron door. Inside, faint light filtered through gaps in the roof, casting dust particles floating in the air like tiny stars. Without wasting a moment, G pulled on his worn work jacket, slipped on his helmet, adjusted his goggles, and grabbed the welding torch. With a sharp shh sound, the torch flared to life, releasing a burst of white-hot sparks that scattered like fireworks. The sizzling noise filled the room, blending with the acrid smell of melting metal. The heat from the flames warmed Joe's face, causing sweat to bead on his forehead. But he didn't notice. His eyes were locked on the welding seams, his hands moving swiftly, decisively, and with precision. G worked not just with strength, but with a meticulous patience. Each weld wasn't just about joining two pieces of metal together. It was like stitching together fragments of hope, tying together the disconnected pieces of life. Outside, the morning sun continued to creep across the old tin roof. And inside, amidst the bright welding flames, the silhouette of this man, steadfast, relentless, quietly crafted something greater from the smallest of tasks. In Huyen's small home, each day feels like a challenge, yet it is filled with moments she will never forget. The garden in the front yard, once a patch of earth she labored over with sweat and determination, has now blossomed into a thriving oasis of life. The neatly lined rows of vegetables, green and vibrant, are like the smiling faces of hope, proof of her resilience. Huyen stands beside them, her eyes tracing the lush greens, feeling a simple yet sacred joy swelling in her chest. She gently lifts the buckets of water, moving slowly through the rows of plants, watering the earth with each careful step. Every drop not only nourishes the crops, but also feeds her spirit. Her hands, though weathered and cracked from countless hours of hard labor, are still tender and gentle as they nurture each tiny life. She wonders to herself, is this how she's nurturing herself too? Like she nurtures the hope she carries every day. She pauses for a moment, sighing softly, her gaze lifting to the surrounding trees, their leaves swaying in the breeze. The feeling of a woman doing her best to make everything perfect, even if it never quite feels like enough. But Huyen has no regrets, because every step she takes brings her closer to the home of love, to the happiness she's building. After finishing the work in the garden, Huyen returns to her small home. The bamboo poles, once raw and rough, are now being hammered into place by her strong hands. Each strike of the hammer is a symbol of patience, a reflection of the love she has for this house. Her thoughts drift back to the struggles she's faced, the hardships she's overcome. Life is never easy, but with every blow of the hammer, she affirms one thing she will never give up. The kitchen space is slowly taking shape. The bamboo walls, though simple, are strong just like the obstacles Huyen has conquered in life. White smoke rises from the stove, curling into the air like the random thoughts swirling in her mind. Her eyes sting from the smoke, but it's not the smoke that tires her. She presses on, knowing that the hard work today will lay the foundation for tomorrow's peace. The sound of the saw is soft. The hammer striking the bamboo is firm like the inner strength she carries. Each swing of the hammer not only secures the bamboo, but also strengthens her belief in the future. Huyen continues working every shovel of earth, smooths the ground, every bamboo wall rising sturdy and strong, a testament to her unwavering perseverance. As the sun grows hotter, Huyen doesn't feel the heat. She pours all her energy into her work, into the things she believes in. The clay bricks are carefully moved into place each time she pushes them. Her heart beats stronger. Even though the sun blazes outside, the flame of hope within her burns bright. Every movement, every breath she takes carries with it a deep belief that the struggles will pass. She knows that as long as she doesn't give up, as long as she's patient and tends to each detail, this house will eventually become a place full of laughter and happiness. On his way home from work, G took a detour by the small school. The evening sun was beginning to fade, but it still cast a warm glow over everything. As he approached, he saw Maya standing at the school gate, her backpack in hand, her big eyes sparkling like two bright marbles. As soon as she spotted G, she ran up to him, flashing a smile so wide and bright it filled him with a warmth that was impossible to describe. In that moment, despite the challenges life threw his way, he felt a deep sense of happiness just from seeing Maya, just from being with his family. Back at home, Je led Maya into the yard. The first thing they saw was Huyen busy with chores, her hands moving quickly from task to task. Maya spotted her mother, and without a second thought, she ran up and softly called out, "Hi, Mom." Huyen turned around, her eyes lighting up with love and joy at the sight of her daughter. Then her gaze met Jay's, and without a word, they exchanged a look filled with affection, a look that said everything without needing to be spoken. "Did Maya behave well at school today?" Huyen asked, her voice gentle, full of care. She walked over, gently stroking Maya's head, offering comfort and protection in one tender motion. Jay sat down next to Maya, and the three of them spent a quiet moment together in the yard, a simple scene of peace and love, a perfect family picture with no need for words to understand each other. Huyen turned back to the small stove, where the fire crackled softly, casting a warm light over her face. The gentle smoke curled in the air, creating a cozy and tranquil atmosphere. G sat beside Maya, pointing to each letter and number, patiently helping her with her lessons. 1, 2, 3. Maya read each word and number clearly, her eyes focused on her lessons. With every word she read, she looked up at Joe, then at her mother, as if seeking their approval. In that moment, the whole family shared a simple joy, yet one that was overflowing with happiness. The scene was like a living portrait where love didn't need grand speeches. Sometimes the simplest gestures, the exchange of glances, the small acts of care are all it takes to create a truly happy family. And even though life may be full of challenges, within the walls of this small home, they have each other. They are each other's steady support, the safe harbor in which they find peace.
Từng lời nói đều mang trọng lượng lớn lao. Cô nhân viên ở bàn làm việc nên ánh mắt không thiếu sự thông cảm, hướng dẫn chuyên nghiệp. Cô hướng dẫn anh hoàn thiện các giấy tờ một cách chi tiết.